Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Why we prepare? Well, let's see. There's some tornadoes, I guess, over in Oklahoma, knocking down power lines. Thousands of people are without power, water, things like that. California looks like they're starting to run out of water already. Why we prepare? Some people think we're crazy. I mean, people still unemployed, losing their jobs. That's a reason to prepare. In fact, I posed a question. So, what is your biggest reason for preparing? I mean, what event is it that you think is most likely to happen, and which event is like least likely to happen? And the thing is, there doesn't seem to be any consensus. Everybody is concerned about something, and that's why they're preparing. And that's okay. We don't all have to prepare for the same reason. And to me, I prepare mainly for the grid down, because it affects just about everything in the 21st century. I even see where the Boy Scouts are putting Morse code merit badge in the semaphores. Now, if you don't know what a semaphore is, it's basically a signal flag. But you see, some people are preparing for terrorism. Some people think, there could be an epidemic, pandemic. There's just so many reasons to prepare. And it's good that we prepare. But then again, some people might be the only one in their family, their immediate family or extended family, that prepares. And, they might have neighbors that, laugh and joke, oh, well, if it happens, I'm coming to your house. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that at least once. But we all know that's not a viable solution. I mean, if things get that bad, no, you just can't go show up somebody's house, expect them to take you in, feed you, water you, protect you. You're going to be on your own. And some people think it's kind of crazy, or, living off-grid or making these type of preparations. But you just never know. I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be a major event. I mean, once again, job loss, that's personal. But if you lose your job and you can't find work for a couple months, it'd be nice if you maybe had 6 months worth of food, so you didn't have to worry about that bill going. You wouldn't have to go hungry. Especially maybe if you have some garden. Like even people that live in apartments, if they have a balcony, they could use a 5-gallon bucket or two and grow something, tomatoes, lettuce. It's not that difficult. But some people, they just can't be reached. As the captain in Cool Hand Luke would say. But that's okay. The thing about prepping is that we don't want to sound like a fanatic where we're knocking on doors and say like, are you prepared? I mean, that's really not a good way to get the message across. I mean, to me, it's best is just, lead by example. People might come by that place and see what I do. They go, hey, you know what? I could do that. That doesn't seem that difficult. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. And as one of those Facebook posters says, if the government is stocking up on ammunition and supplies and food and water, it might be a good idea for we the people to do the same thing, because we know that their supplies are for, government employees and agents. It's not for us. At least not at first. I mean, we all know how long it takes the government to show up. I mean, Katrina and Sandy and even recent events proved that, waiting on the government's futile at best. But I know I'm preaching to the choir, but once again, it's just good because us preppers, in a way we're fighting an uphill battle, and in a way we're not fighting at all, because we're just doing what we need to do to take care of our own. But sometimes we're seen as a threat. Sometimes we're seen as a target. So it's nice that we can come together as a community and give each other, moral support and help each other out, show each other things, learn from each other, share with each other. It's not easy to do sometimes because, with people, they come in different varieties. And sometimes people, they would rather give you a hard time than give you a hand. Being prepared really isn't a competition. We just each have to do the best we can. And to put down fellow preppers because, they think there could be an EMP and you don't, that's just not a good way to be. Or to argue with them over politics because you believe one thing, they believe another. And then start, name calling. That's just not a good way to be either. That doesn't build the prepper community. See, we should focus on prepping as a community. That's what ties us together. That's what unites us. And whether or not you believe in EMPs or earthquakes or asteroids or government takeovers, things like that, that's irrelevant, because if any of those things happen, once again, you're going to have to rely on your preparations and your skills. So we should be able to be adults and agree to disagree over the why we prepare, and not get all Twitter-pated if somebody posts something on a Facebook page about an event or a possible event that you might call tin hat, and just cause a ruckus in the group. That's just crazy. That's just being juvenile. That's not helping at all. Once again, we need to unite the group, not divide it over some silly issue. But usually, people like that usually take themselves out of the picture, and then the group goes back to a nice equilibrium. But I just have to put that out there. It's just something that you have to be aware of. It's that you're going to have to deal with people. And if you can't deal with them now, before stuff hits the fan, how are you going to be able to deal with them when it hits the fan? If a Facebook post can make them up and leave, what do you think's going to happen if times really get tough? It's just, this stuff sometimes just makes me laugh because it's just ludicrous to me. I don't know. I'd like to hear from you guys, fellow preppers. Have you experienced anything like that? Where somebody just gets all bent out of shape over something when times aren't that tough and just want to hate on you? I'm just curious. But I guess in a way that doesn't matter, because once again, as prepper, got to be self-reliant, do things, take care of yourself. That being said, if you fail to prepare, then you are preparing to fail.